Hello, I'm Sherry Truler with Red Apple Auctions. Today I want to talk to you about how your auction bells and whistles can be used to bring you that elusive pre-event publicity for your benefit auction. Now, by bells and whistles, I'm talking about all of those raffles, games, and other activities you can incorporate into your event to raise money, bring added fun, solve specific problems, and yes, get you publicity. And really I'm focused on pre-event publicity here. I think a lot of groups do a pretty good job of getting post-event publicity. They'll get pictures in the society magazines, or they'll have people mentioned in the society column of their newspaper. But post-event publicity doesn't help you sell tickets to your gala. And that's why I'm a big fan of pre-event publicity where you can get it. And what I wanted to do was talk a little bit about two ideas here that one of my clients incorporated and were able to really nab some pre-event publicity here for their own particular gala. Headwaters Foundation is a public school foundation. It's located about 2 hours south of DC here, and they are in what would consider to be, at least traditionally, it's been one of the poorer counties of Virginia. I guess that's why, gosh, over a decade ago now, a group of people banded together and decided to form this foundation to really help the public school system there, make sure that those kids were exposed to a lot of different ideas and activities that have helped them blossom beyond high school, and they've got some wonderful success stories that are taking place down there. But pitching two different angles here, a savvy executive director managed to nab not one but two different types of pre-event publicity here with her local newspaper and then also the Georgetowner. Now, the Georgetowner is a newspaper that caters to that trendy zip code over in DC, just across the river here. And I don't know the readership statistics, but I've got to kind of believe that the Georgetowner probably has a more affluent readership than her local paper down there in Southern Virginia. So how is it that this public school foundation managed to get the Georgetowner to write an 8.5-inch column on their gala? I mean, Washington, D.C. is full of charities. There is no shortage of thousands of charities to write about for a gala, but here the Georgetowner picked them to talk about. Well, I wasn't on the call between the executive director and the reporter, so I can't give any insider knowledge here, but I do think it's pretty telling in the article itself. So what I wanted to read to you here is the article, or not the whole article, the sentence. Here's the article. I pulled this off the web. This is their web version. Third sentence down. And for those of you that know how to write web copy or copy for newspapers, you start with the important stuff and then you go to the least important stuff. So third sentence down, we've hired Red Apple Auctions of Alexandria to help us with both the silent and live auctions. And they have some great new ideas that we are implementing. So says the executive director. All right. Did you catch that though? There were two tips in there in that one sentence that can help you get publicity too. First, she said, we hired someone. We hired Red Apple Auctions. That ups the ante, because it's like when a coach is hired to a professional sports team, or they hire a new manager. Immediately, all the fans expect improvement. There is something different going on. They're expecting a change for the better. They've upped it. Now, a lot of nonprofits will focus on the band or headline entertainment. Headline entertainment, depending on who it is, could help you sell tickets. The band, not so much. But you know, you don't need to have it. Here's this public school foundation in a rural area who managed to get it, and they have a pretty standard gala. They don't have a band, they don't have a headline speaker, they don't have headline entertainment. They have an auction and they have a dinner. It's very nicely done, but it is still a dinner and an auction. So keep that in mind. Who have you hired in your nonprofit to help you promote? What can you pitch to a reporter as to why they should feature you? What is it that's new and different and expecting an improvement? Okay? Now the second piece here is that she talked about new ideas. That's change. You know, she's saying, hey, we're different. We're doing things different here. There's some reason to be excited. And I don't know whether or not she shared with the reporter any of the bells and whistles that we incorporated into her event. I don't know if that was part of it. If so, it didn't make it into the article by any means. But just remember that new oftentimes equals story. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I had talked to you about how using electronic devices in your silent auction can help you to have various benefits. Now, if you were the first group in your community to use that technology, that's new and different. That's a potential story right there. That's something that a reporter could cover in their technology section. It's something they could cover in the special events or society section. And wouldn't you know that just this week, and I'm looking for the article now, just this week, this is not my client, it's out of Colorado Springs, but here is a group that's using that, and it says, high-tech silent auction. See, so this was post-event. I don't know whether they contacted them in advance or not, but that would have been a great pre-event story too, to make change happen and get some publicity for their event. So there's certainly ways that you can do that to help you as well. What are you doing new? You know, what are you doing different? What are you doing that's changing things that you can talk to the reporter about? Use your auction games, use your auction bells and whistles in that way to make a story for the reporter. Now, if you're wondering, geez, I don't know any auction bells and whistles or what's the latest that we should be using, I'll encourage you to head on over to www.auctiongames.info. That's auctiongames.info, where you will find 22 time-tested raffles, games, and activities, even some that you don't even have to have an auction to make money at. Auction games, raffles, and activities that you can use at your next event to make money, solve problems, have fun, and yes, use to help get you some pre-event publicity. I'm Sherry Truler with Red Apple Auctions. Thank you for watching, and as always, good luck to you in your charity auction.